Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Sunday night, at least for a little bit longer, and we got a little bit of free time on our hands. Thought it would be fun to do a live stream while family's asleep, and we have a blizzard going on outside, so we have a snow day. So that actually got called, which is actually really good because previously we were in a situation where we had another blizzard earlier in the year, and we actually were like the only school in the county that actually had to go to school. Pretty much most of the state was shut down, and we were like one of like two schools that was like still having to go. So they called it. It's nice and cozy inside and nice and snowy outside, and real happy to be live. Sinister, how the hell are you, my friend? Super happy the Seahawks won. As a Minnesota Vikings fan, I was not happy with the Vikings letting go of Sam Darnold. So I'm really happy he has done well in Seattle. So, you know, I hope he wins it all. I don't dislike JJ McCarthy, but I was very much of the opinion that, you know, you don't take a guy who just won you 14 games and throw him under the bus because, you know, there were a couple bad losses toward the end of the year. And if we actually took a look at those games, the loss against Detroit and the loss against Los Angeles last season with the Vikings, those were not on Sam Darnold. Those were problems with the Minnesota Vikings play style that had gotten exposed. Sam Darnold did have a tendency to hang on to the ball too long, but he, you know, had gotten the team 14 wins, and the real problem with him hanging on to the ball too long, that got exposed when it wasn't so much him getting exposed, it was all of their offensive plays took too long to set up. And so him hanging on to the ball for a long time, you know, kind of went with those plays. But then once you were in a situation where, you know, teams were kind of just letting Justin Jefferson go and just kind of blitz, and not letting the ingredients of those plays start to connect, then the Vikings had a lot of problems. And then on the other end of the football, the Brian Flores defense was just unable to adjust once people were throwing routes over the blitz. So that was really the problem. That's why the Vikings lost, because they basically had huge blind spots in their play style. They got exposed. And Sam Darnold ended up being the scapegoat for that, and a bunch of naive, angry, entitled fans wanted, you know, new toy JJ McCarthy. They had some, you know, they had a hard-on for a franchise quarterback, and, you know, like, they just, you know, logic be damned, you know, Sam Darnold's a bum, we want JJ McCarthy, it's JJ McCarthy time. And JJ McCarthy was erratic, injury prone, and you know, the Vikings were knocked out of playoff contention, you know, like what, in November, and Sam Darnold is in the Super Bowl. So fuck you, is all I have to say to the people who you know, you just treated Sam Darnold like crap after he got you 14 wins. So I love the Minnesota Vikings. I will never root against the Minnesota Vikings, but the satisfaction of having, you know, Sam Darnold is doing well. Okay, let me take a look at some of these comments here. There's a huge difference between each nation's position globally and how we function on a day-to-day basis. My country is supposed to be built on principles of freedom. Yes. Are you referring to some of the nonsense that has been going on in Minnesota? Let me take a look at the chat here. I said Cody lost the title because he's boring. Yes. I don't think they're the same because both of us having a military. Wait, what? Something different. My country's founded on principles. I don't know. I think something is, hey, Goose, how the heck are you? I think something got knocked out of the chat there. Oh, I criticized WWE being in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I mean, WWE being in Saudi Arabia doesn't really personally bug me, but I do understand um, the the issues with like the human rights violations and things like that. The way I look at it is, I think WWE should be catering to their U.S. audience because those are the people that want to go and see the Royal Rumble. I do understand doing, big shows in Saudi Arabia. But like having your like second biggest pay-per-view in a country where your fan base can't actually go, is kind of a problem. One thing I do like about the WWE being in Saudi Arabia is, I do think there is like a kind of a diplomatic dimension to it. So I think that that's good. Like I liked WCW going to North Korea, for example. I don't think there's anything wrong with cultural exchanges, and trying to build on positive elements and common ground and things like that. But from a business standpoint and from an optics standpoint and maybe even from an ethical standpoint, I wouldn't, like reward a country with a bad human rights record and punish your fan base. So, yeah. Not just there, they flat out propaganda farming, kissing the government's ass directly. Fair enough. They demand, they're there for government money, not for fan demand. No, I agree. I think that's all fair. I mean, Saudi Arabia is, one of the big, kind of up and coming, like Middle Eastern markets for American mass culture. So yeah, like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, all these places. I think it's funny. I don't think there's anything wrong with us doing things, with those countries again and having a diplomatic dimension to things. I don't think us going over there should be viewed as something to undermine the country either. Like, I don't like one of the reasons that people are like distrustful of the United States is because we tend to like use our culture to promote our culture and then subvert other cultures that we don't like. I don't that and then like other cultures get suspicious and angry at us. So like that's not. We don't want to. I'm not interested in the United States Trojan horsing our culture to go destabilize another society. What I do think is a good thing is to have our culture kind of lead by example and have things in our culture that other countries can look at and say, oh yeah, that is a good thing, and maybe we can better ourselves by incorporating that, as opposed to, how can our culture be used to, benefit us and possibly, damage someone that we don't like. So, there's that. But I feel you, man. I don't disagree with anything that you're saying. You know, in terms of like the Royal Rumble or whatever, like I just think WWE has gotten really shitty. Like it's just kind of reverted back to, like when Vince was running things. I mean, there was a period of time when Triple H was getting a lot of AEW guys and, like the Cody storyline kind of wrote itself. But now that's kind of over, and Cody always was kind of a, Cody had a lot of weaknesses to his character. I'm not saying this to get cool points with you, but WWE is a product where the value has lowered and the price is right. No, I agree, man. No, WWE is boring to watch. I mean, I had totally tuned out of WWE for years, and was only watching AEW. And I was only really watching like WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. And then, Cody came and they were doing like cool stories with like the bloodline and things like that. So, I don't know. I started to think, it was like just getting exciting and interesting to watch. I still liked AEW better, but the storytelling was getting really good. And, I think that has declined, and now we're in a situation where, again, like, Cody is the type of character that wears really thin in babyface mode, and he insists on being a babyface because of his ego, and you have what you have. And yeah, man, like, again, and I just, it's kind of relative, I suppose, but, everyone's got their own people that they like and dislike, and I guess I'm kind of biased against the people that, kind of jumped ship from AEW to WWE, but, I don't really, I don't wish them ill or anything like that, but, like, Jade Cargill, for example, like, she's just not very good the way that they use her. Like, she was much better in AEW, where she was being kind of protected as a Goldberg-style wrestler. Cody was much better in, like, Ring of Honor as a heel and New Japan as a heel. And then pretty much everyone else, like, mid-card, CM Punk is a cancer who is on his best behavior now because he knows that, people in WWE can kick his ass. And he's, like, literally out of his 9 lives. So, if he wants to do this, he's got to basically be a good soldier and, not piss people off. And then, like, other guys like, Malachi Black, like, he's just the same. Andrade was there for, like, a cup of coffee and then went back to AEW, so Rusev sucks. I mean, he's not any better. He was better. He just hasn't been any different in one place or the other. WWE champions are part-timers. Stars are often absent. What should stand alone shows are glorified advertisements for other shows. Ratings inconsistent. Yeah, I agree with all that. Yeah, right on. Cool. So because of the football stuff that's been going on, I thought it might be an interesting change of pace to play Madden 97 on the Sega Saturn for a little bit. We have some other stuff too that we can play. I don't know if I necessarily, there is a lot of kind of crazy political stuff going on. I do tend to, chat a little bit about politics. That, I guess the only thing I'll say about the kind of the current events that have been happening with, like, ICE and Minnesota and just all this other stuff. So basically what we need right now as a country is de-escalation, not escalation. So the more that politicians, like, use a crisis to grandstand and improve their brand, the worse things are going to be for us as a country. And I think ultimately the worst things are going to be for these politicians when people kind of realize what's going on and they get their bearings. So, for example, if I was Trump right now, I would pull ICE out of Minnesota, because this is not working. I know that he doesn't want to be the guy who backs down and emboldens his enemies or whatever, but you have these, like, Boston Massacre, Kent State dynamics going on, where you have a hostile, antagonistic populace. You have a kind of a federal military-esque law enforcement force that's designed to kind of maintain order and then, kind of do its duties. And I do think that, the way that some of this has been, done is to kind of compensate for the total laissez-faire attitude that Trump had in the summer of 2020, when he just basically let cities burn and, people just call for his head. In the case of Kathy Griffin, literally, and have literal, like, secession movements and things like that. So, he's using ICE as this kind of, a combination of a tool to, enforce his immigration policies, but at the same time, reflect his own strength and, promote his authority and promote his brand and punish his enemies. And like, this is just not working because, what really he was elected on doing was being 2017 Trump. Like, if you could just kind of go back to that, if you could, go back to good economy, no new wars, that's what got him elected, was that. So all this other shit, like, doing Israel's bidding, kidnapping the president of Venezuela, like you did Noriega, getting into, fights with protesters that are ending with protesters getting killed, through the use of, what appears to be, either excessive force, or stupidity, or fear and panic. None of these things are good, no matter which way you slice it. So yeah. What is Sinister's? Is that do you have your hand up, or like what's going on? Diego's on right now. That's good. So yeah, man, like, and like JD Vance has got to be like furious because like Trump has just totally, there have been so many self-inflicted wounds here. Waving hi to Diego. Cool. There've just been so many self-inflicted wounds from Trump. Like, the Democrats have literally done nothing other than just be their own ineffective, insufferable selves. And Trump is just doing things that have so undermined his popularity with his own base and swing voters, that I don't know what he's actually thinking. I mean, listen, he did almost take a bullet to the brain, so I guess maybe he has to behave himself on foreign policy and give the military-industrial complex the wars they want. I don't know. But his sloppy and ineffective use of ICE has not helped him out. Now, Obama was worse in a lot of ways. If you were interested in like, oh, he's deporting a lot of people or whatever. Obama, I believe, gave Homan a medal and all these other things. So, I mean, Obama just gets a pass because people think he's handsome and black, and he makes liberals feel good about themselves for supporting a black person. And Trump is just an, old, fat, spray-tanned guy with a bad hair transplant. So he doesn't appeal to people's aesthetic sensibilities. Plus, he's a kind of a manifestation of white male capitalist patriarchy. So that gives pseudo-intellectuals the ick. So like, Trump is like, but the thing is with Trump is like, he, after being so unfairly treated in his first term, really did the impossible and made a really effective base of, working class whites, blacks, Latinos, swing voters, young people, working class people, rich people. I mean, really pretty much everyone who was dissatisfied with the status quo kind of rallied around him to the point where he won the popular vote. Are you one of those anti-rich people, Noel? I think rich people are fine, but I think that society needs to be based around the interests of the working class. So, I'm not one of these people that are like, oh, just go eat the rich and everything will work out, because that's the dumbest fucking idiocy. Like, just taking money away from rich people and putting it in your own bank account isn't going to do anything. Like, man will not live on bread alone. That's like one of the things about like reparations, which I'm not necessarily opposed to, but like, it's not going to do anything. It's never going to be enough. So like this is the problem with the American left. They think they can just like do identity politics and handouts, and it's never going to work, because you need to give people dignity and something in their life that they feel is like worth living. Like, it's never going to be enough to just say, hey, go screw whoever you want, have all the abortions you want, and here's a little money for your bank account or whatever. Because if people feel insulted, they don't freaking care, you know. And if you like are trying to placate people like a mob who hate you, they're not going to care. That's like the thing with cancel culture. This is why people don't apologize to the mob, because it doesn't do anything. It just emboldens them, you know? And this is one of the reasons why Trump is such an asshole, because of how unfairly he was treated his first go-around, and he doesn't do anything to try to de-escalate things. So my whole thing is, like, as a teacher, you know, like, if you have a powder keg, your goal as the person in charge is to de-escalate the situation, you know? So, you know, I've seen the Rachel Good video. I've seen, I guess, I don't know how many videos there are of that new guy that got shot. Like, but from all I could tell is it looked like there was an argument. He got in the middle of things. Apparently he was carrying a gun. There was a tussle, and then, you know, it got kind of blurred out because I guess the ICE officer shot him. That's all I saw of this current video. I'm not consuming a lot of the like mainstream media or just things like that, because I just don't care what they have to say. I just want to try to look at things and try to look at the facts as best as I can. And it looks like in both situations you have ICE running around acting like thugs. You have antagonistic people who hate them and want to piss them off. And when you have high tension and lethal force, and then you have people who are acting antagonistic with things that these guys who are, you know, acting like thugs feel threatened by, you know, they will, you know, like, this is like nothing good is going to come of that situation. So let me give you a good example. So when I was in my city's version of Occupy, which was like nothing. I mean, there's probably about, like, you know, 10 of us on a street corner with signs on a good day, you know, and we had a really good relationship with the police. The police were always like, you know, hey guys, just don't fuck with traffic, you know, stay within the boundaries of the law, and, you know, you're cool to stand out here and protest. And it was kind of this, it was a totally reciprocal relationship. You know, we didn't have any ill will toward the cops or anything like that. And things functioned very smoothly, you know. But if you're, you know, going out there and, you know, just being a dick to people with guns who are being a dick to you because they feel like they need to keep you in line, you know, this is just not a good situation, and it's on the leadership of this country to de-escalate this situation. And so clearly, having an excessive amount of federal troops in Minnesota has escalated a situation where you have an already hostile domestic populace, you know, and you're just basically reinforcing their prejudices. Now, it's completely possible that, you know, the Trump administration wants to kind of provoke rioting or something like that to make itself look good, or to justify, you know, using federal authority, or give some kind of a payback to the summer of 2020 or something like that. I don't know. But either way, this has to be squashed ASAP, because it's nothing good is coming out of this. And to the Democrats who are trying to benefit themselves politically from this, you are just as bad as Trump, who is trying to benefit, you know, from this. You know, you people are whores, and it's not good. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, definitely rest in peace to everyone who died. I do think that the media, you know, is very quick to paint these people as like martyrs. There's nothing illegal, you know, about going out and carrying a gun in an open carry state. You know, now my response is also, though, like, if someone carrying a gun was killed on January 6th, nobody would give a shit about them. But, you know, you get killed carrying a gun at an ICE, you know, protest, or riot, or, you know, raucous situation or whatever, then, you know, you got to get canonized or whatever. So, but still, there's no excuse for this kind of stuff, in terms of having excessive amounts of federal troops. And a city, even if they're trying to do a justified job, the way that they're dealing with the populace is, you got to understand, man, like if you're law enforcement, you're going to get insulted by people. It's like, this is the thing about being a teacher that I don't like, but it comes with the territory, is like the people that you are there to protect probably hate your guts, and you have to be better than them, right? Like the amount of kids that I've had to say, like, what the fuck do you want? Fuck you, man. Like, and it's like, my job is not to like go to that kid like, hey, you want to go? Like, my job is to de-escalate the situation, you know, because I'm the one in charge, and you might be acting like a dumbass, but the situation is like, I'm up here, you're down here, and you can complain all you want down here, but I need to stabilize things from up here because that is the position that I have been put in, you know. So but to just like try to match emotion with emotion, or match emotion with lethal force, you know, and have these like very dubious situations. Now, again, like, to give, you know, the officers, you know, some fairness here, is that like, you should have an investigation, and listen, you are under split second decision making, and for, you know, as big a ratio as there have been to protesters, and the amount of time that this has gone on, you know, I mean, one person dead is too many. Now you have two, and this just needs to stop. So, but it's not like they're just like lining people up and like mowing them down, but like, this is just, you have a powder keg. It's not a healthy dynamic. It's bad leadership on the part of the Trump administration. And if you have people who are angry at you, your job is to calm them down, not to double down. And again, to be fair, like, the left had no problems when, you know, cities burned throughout, you know, 2020, and cops were getting killed and people were getting robbed and things like that. But this acting like a jackass and dabbling, and, you know, giving your enemies like, you know, ammunition against you, and losing moral authority and things like that, is just ethically and politically stupid. And you know, it's going to be pretty ridiculous when, and well-deserved, when the Democrats win in the midterms, which, even though I don't like the Democrats, I think is super necessary, and I would not mind at all if Trump just got impeached and booted out, because he has totally shit the bed. And now he has a tendency to be able to, you know, get things going when he's down in the gutter. So it's possible he can turn this around and whatnot. But based on the excessive military force and sloppy use of federal troops, and you know, citizens who have died under his watch because of said sloppy use of federal troops, at best, and at worst, malicious use of federal troops, you know, it's not good. I'm not one of these people that are like, you know, Trump's a fascist and we're living under authoritarianism and things like that, because there's nothing that Trump has done that other presidents haven't done who have been valorized by the populace. But how badly he has fucked up in such a short amount of time is kind of remarkable, but not totally surprising either. So I don't know. I'm just trying to be fair. And, you know, that's all I have to say about, you know, there's my little rant about that. You can take it for whatever it's worth. So anyway, let's play some football here, and let's get to it. Doobie-doobie-doo. So we've rearranged the room a little bit here, and we've got the one monitor right here. We'll lower this like so. Hang on here. All right, I think that'll do. Sinistar, not Sinister, yeah, Sinistar, that's a video game. Sinister, Ronald, talked about the importance of just like staying inside and avoiding drama. And it's like, I hear that for sure, you know. But, you know, you do have First Amendment rights too, you know, so. I'm actually going to hit the lights in here. New Orleans, worst city ever. So this was the Steelers-Cowboys Super Bowl. This was 96. I have not played this game in a long time here. Oh man, the 90s Cowboys really were my favorite. Although I do love me the Vikings, so. Three-minute quarters. Let's have some snow. It's playing Pittsburgh, I guess. They're the home team.
Hi everyone, this is John Madden, and welcome to the game.
Hey everybody, let's play the game. Now Santino likes to play the new Maddens here. I get to go with heads here. And it's heads. I will receive. All these Sega Saturn graphics here. Gain of 16. All right. Let's go with the shotgun and normal.
Quarterback can't hold the ball that long.
Warren Moon. Third and 15 here. I just remember I always ran the ball in this game. Which I should probably not do. You know what? I'm going for it on fourth.
Well, that was a lot of nothing. It's been a long time since I've played this game, and nothing good here.
You get in goal line, everyone has to get to the ball carrier.
All right, we're already offsides here. I decline and take the touchdown. Pat Summerall. And I remember whenever I played this on the Cowboys, I just always ran the ball. So lost at 5 yards. You can go to hell. All right. B, C.
Quarterback gets up looking out his ear hole.
Where's my receivers, man? Damn it. Like, where's my, like, guys? Like, shouldn't I have, like, buttons here to tell me, like, where to go? You know what? Screw this game. I need something else. Anyway, whatever. I can't remember how to play this. So we're playing Knights. Yes, that's what we're doing. All right. I'll spend some more time with that game and figure out what I did wrong, but right now I just want to have some fun here. game is really good, but I really just I don't understand why we didn't get a Sonic game at launch for Saturn. I mean, I guess it was originally going to be like Bug was supposed to be a launch title, but or it was supposed to be a Sonic game, and I don't know. This game had such good music. I mean, and Sonic Extreme would have been great had it used the Knights engine. Use that like kind of rail shoot, like that kind of like it's like 3D, but it's on a rail. This is a game that I played the crap out of when I was younger. Freaking stuck on Dragon Quest 2 on the Switch. I'm trying to play that in my spare time, and like it's good and I like it, but it's like, you know, I don't know, sometimes Dragon Quest is just, I mean, I understand it's like they're older games and they're like light on story, but I don't like, one of the things I like a lot about RPGs is the story, and I mean Dragon Quest, like it runs on how charming it is, like how good Toriyama's designs are, how likable the characters are, like the vibe of the world and all that kind of good stuff. Like, but I mean, you know, if the story is just kind of like dragging and like nothing's really happening and like it's not really clear where I'm supposed to go and like I have limited time on my hands, like I start to get a little like annoyed. And like one short. mad dash for the... There we go. The boss fights on nights were always cool. The Riala fight is my favorite one. Just the music on it's really good. Funny, this monitor never shows up as good on the camera as it actually looks. All right, well, this was nice little Sega Saturn, you know, snippet here. So I think what might be fun for us to do now is, okay, so we recently, well, hang on a second, I got the controller caught on here. Controller's like caught on the tripod here. Where are we? Here we go. So recently we got a new TV, which is an old TV, and it's like just running through RF. And you know, I've got some other kind of like new old games, like the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and you know, things like that. So I think it would be kind of cool to take a look at, like, have kind of two games playing simultaneously. One going through like RF, and the other going through like simulated RF. So I think we'll try that. Before we do that, though, here's a cool little cutscene here. You know, Sega was always really good at pushing the graphical capacities of the Sega Saturn, you know. I mean, it really was a more capable machine than the PlayStation. It's just that it was, you know, I don't know, just didn't have, just did not have good marketing in the United States, and Sony was, you know, a little better than Sega at snagging that third-party support, you know. Okay, let's all right, so this might be kind of fun here. Let's we'll get this TV going here. This is the 87 Gold Star. Okay, and let's do
Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat right here. I was watching the playoffs on this TV. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Like, if you haven't watched like new stuff on an old TV, it's I recommend it. So, okay. Okay, so this is an. You know what we could also do? We can also watch old episodes of the original Noel show, which we have to do new episodes of the Noel show. Right now we have the Bare Naked Ladies playing right here. And here we have Roku. But let's go online here and turn on the Sega and... Is it this one? Damn it, what line do I have here? Hang on. Because I had it on a weird channel because I was playing the PC Engine on this here. Hang on. Is this the right one? There it is. Okay. No, looks like we gotta blow on the disc, or blow on the game here. No, shut up. There it is. Alright, get my controller out here. Get my controller so tangled up in here. Oh, Goro lives. Okay, down, up, left, left, right, down. So, you know, I mean, the benefit to playing with a TV, you know, like from 1987, this is kind of like a high-end but basic consumer-grade television is you really do get a lot of that warmth, you know. There's one.
on. Damn it. Now I gotta lose here. Damn it! One freaking hit, man. Well, that was Reptile. That was our chance to fight Reptile. Alright, so there's that TV. Let's put on the Bravia here. And we'll turn the sorry about that. Turn the music off on that one here. And let's position the camera here. So all right. Turn on the switch. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, so just to reiterate here, we have original actual CRT from the 80s right here, playing a Genesis 2 Mortal Kombat 1. Here, let's move this stool here. Let's move some stuff off camera here. Here we have, all right, Legacy Collection. Here we go. All right, blood on, cheats on. And here we'll, yeah, okay. So here we have simulated RCA here. So, I mean, they really, like, leaned into the phosphor here, right? So, you know, here's HD simulation, and then here is, you know, actual. I don't know. This kind of interests me, so I don't know how much it interests you guys, but... See if we can get Reptile on this one here. All right, so this is a good one here.
You compare like the battle plane here, and then battle plane here. So, you know, I mean, this TV, like, you know, I kind of have the contrast on a bit higher. It's a very smooth picture. And then here, you know, contrast is on a little bit lower. It's definitely a newer, more powerful television. So, all right. Again, we're fighting Kano. Oh, I thought I put it for the first stage of the pit. All right, I'm noticing playing this. This is playing faster than... This is actually playing a lot faster than the Sega Genesis one. Do I have some kind of setting on here that's making this play so fast? No, I don't. It's just, this is just playing like really fast. And I didn't really notice how fast it was playing until I was having like a side by side. One, two, three. All right, we get to fight Reptile just anywhere, which is nice. Real Reptile is so freaking hard. He's like the coolest character. The amount of nerfing they did to him is really kind of tragic. Ah, he got me. So another thing, you know, that this is doing is like this version has special music for the fatalities that is not in the original version here. Let's go back to this version here. All right. And turn the speaker back on and we'll fight Raiden. This game does play very smoothly. I don't know what I did wrong to not turn the speaker back on, but whatever. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Ah, man. I'm playing this with a 3-button controller, too. I did also get a new Dell monitor for the PS3 and Xbox 360. Looks really good. Now, laptop died, so I gotta look at the phone now to see the chat. With the blast processing, which is a real thing, Sega Genesis does just play faster and smoother than the Super Nintendo. I do see why they turned up the speed on that, on the Switch version of this. It is, I feel like the Switch version is actually faster than the original one. There we go. Now I have the PC Engine going through an RF switch on this TV, even though I actually have a thing in the back that lets me hook it up through SCART. But I actually can access the Japanese channel on this beta VCR. I think it would be like channel 98, but if I start like flicking around here, it goes to, like, if I go to the tuner on this, I can find the channel, and it's not too far from the channel that I'm playing the Genesis on. I don't know, this TV just has a very kind of cozy picture, which I like a lot. Even, you know, I've always liked the aesthetic of the 80s audio-visual, as you know, so. No, I mean, I really do like my PVMs and, you know, trying to get a really clear RCA picture on or just a clear analog picture, I should say. But, you know, kind of each connection has its own kind of merits and style, and this is a really nice example of like a TV you'd have in the 80s in your bedroom or something like that. One, two, three. Hall of Champions. Tomorrow, I really want to try to get some Dragon Quest 2 in. Just I'm like, the other part of me is like, I just want to say fuck it and then just start playing Lunar, but like I'm like in the game and I want to beat it, and I really do like the game. I'm just like, I'm getting annoyed that I'm not making progress as quickly as I should. Okay, let's see if we can get Reptile again here. There's one down. Damn it! Keep being like one hit, like one little hit, and you know. Anyway, let's go back to the Switch here. Back up a little bit. Beep beep. Okay. All right. They really went for the phosphor glow of this filter here. I wonder if I can fight Reptile in this version of Scorpion. Probably not. Alright. I'm thinking do a little bit on the Toshiba. Play a little bit of the Classic 3. And I don't know, maybe check out a tape that's in there. I'm gonna hop off the 87 Gold Star here. We're fighting Raid as opposed to Raiden. The Western phonetic pronunciation here. And he died at 69 o'clock. That's a shame. Feel like one more on here. This is like, where's the block button? I don't know, man. The button mapping on this one was harder to do that. Now, I don't think it lets you play Reptile with Scorpion, but yeah, no, it's not doing it. Okay. It's too late to play Dragon Quest. Alright. Play more of that tomorrow. Okay. Let's
Let's close out with the Toshiba here. Alright, how do you want to position this bad boy here? Okay. Alright, there we go. Let's sit down. And okay, on I want to play. There's some Samurai Pizza Cats here. Now, this is an interesting one to play because on other clone consoles, the music has been messed up on this, but this is playing the music just fine. The picture on this looks great too. Like, I'm just using this as my NES because it's just the compatibility is great and the picture is great. This is absolutely one of my favorite NES games here. I normally don't play as this girl here, but I'm gonna give it a try. I normally play as Speedy. This is, I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is like my favorite type of NES game here. I should just hook up a real NES controller to this though, because I'm playing with the custom controller here and it's throwing me off a little bit here. Not that there's any excuse here. Cool thing about this console too is that you can have, like, you know, multiple cartridges loaded in it, and you can like toggle through which ones you want to play. I really should just do a review of the Classic 3. It's a pretty console and it's like LED lit too. I just wish it could do save states, but it's because I guess it doesn't like dump the cartridge, it just like plays the cartridge, so. One game that I really want to get is the Sega Mega Drive Final Fight. Diego is happy about Samurai Pizza Cats being played, as he should be. Got it. Yeah, another, like, again, I think I showed this, but like I'm really impressed. This can handle Metal Slayer Glory, it can handle Samurai Pizza Cats. I'm pretty sure it can handle Castlevania 3 as well, which I know always gives clone consoles problems. Games I have loaded in this right now, I have Cutie Suzuki Ringside Angel. I have the Sailor Moon SS game, and for the Super Famicom, which I believe is a game from International Channel 4 Life. And then Samurai Pizza Cats. This game is just legitimately amusing to play as well. Like, it makes me understand why the Famicom... I think, like, the Famicom went in Japan until, like, 2003. They were still producing them. Which, you know, as you should. I have Mario 3. I have the Famicom hooked up to the 87 TV. But it's funny because I have to have it hooked up to the VCR because it's actually an AV modded Famicom. Has the new Samurai Pizza Cats game come out yet? I don't think it. I don't think it has. The other game I need to buy with my next paycheck is that Marvel beat 'em up that looks like it's made by the same people who made Shredder's Revenge. That game looks quite good. Oh, what do you know? I guess I can't go there. Yeah, this is like funny. The girl they go to rescue, like, actually kind of like is so bad that like the kidnappers want to get rid of her, but they can't. So. Someone who got blown up. Oh man, that can be back all the way back here. Alright, let's go down here to Sailor Moon. So it's actually pretty slick. So all you gotta do is just like kinda knock the, just kinda like it, you know, you just kinda like click down through the this like switch here. I'm gonna go to bed pretty soon after like a match on Sailor Moon, and then we'll a match or two on Sailor Moon. Check out what we got in the VCR, and then we'll call it. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I like Venus. You know, I've heard that Toshiba TVs can kind of have some like blooming effects. The picture on this TV is like perfect, but I do notice there's some slight kind of expansion of the image and then retraction in between screens sometimes. It's another game I should do. I gotta start doing game reviews more. Again, it's like, it's hard to do. It's just hard to do stuff when you got little kids, you know. But you gotta do it. You don't want you don't want to lose the stuff you loved that you did when you were younger, you know. Oh man, I meant to go block that. Oh man, she got me. Okay, one more go around here. Not doing too well here. The one game this has not played is my repro of Dragon Ball Z Hyper Dimension. Keeps crashing at the first fight. And I'm pretty sure it did not do that on my actual Super Nintendo, which is the SNES Junior. That's RGB modded. Ah, darn it. Alright, whatever. What do we got in the tape here? International channel, that's what we got. And it's Blue Sant. Don't really understand why we didn't get Sailor Moon games. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. You know, there was just, I think, a lot of prejudice or, like, dislike of the idea of, you know, anime video games and stuff. Like, you know, with, like, the kind of Bernie Stolar mentality. Like, you know, oh, this won't sell in the U.S., we just want 3D and good graphics, and everything else is like for niche nerds, and screw them, you know, like we don't need their business. And it was just dumb because Sega Genesis took off in North America because they imported so many Japanese games, you know, and they promoted them well. And it's at a certain point, I think Sega of America started feeling like, you know, they were more important than Sega of Japan, and that just led to a lot of issues. So.
In just weeks, you'll see the results, and so will everyone else.
Whether you're wearing a bathing suit or an evening gown, you want to look your best. If that makes you feel good, then you know you feel good.
All right. Hey, hey, hey. Well, Machan and Hamachan, looks like they're counting down some of the best of the year 2000 here. These snakes are both confused and intrigued. If I haven't uploaded this to my channel, I need to upload this segment here. This would be a good one to upload. Yeah, this is such good stuff here. Bees. I love Rescue Me. That's such a good song. Not the Condo. It's a great song. Yumi Hamasaki. Every little thing was really firing on all cylinders here. Man, bees are great.
Number 62. Number 61. Number 60.
Quality aesthetic here.
Number 58. Number 56. Also number 56. Number 55. Number 54. Number 53.
Yeah, Yumi Hamasaki and Every Little Thing were really standouts there.
51位は福山雅治ヘブンでした。さあ、いよいよランキングの後半戦に突入。どんどん参りましょう。ステイカー。
Ooh, 50 through 11. Nah, Tetsuya Komuro Hitomi with the Candy Girl was better. What? How did... What the... Like, how did the countdown get interrupted by this Ron Popeil infomercial?
Put the kebabs on the perimeter of the wheel here, there are 8 holes. And all you do is slide one side in. It springs in action. It's really easy.
I mean, like, I did like Ron Popeil infomercials, but I liked Hey 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 Music Champ better. The only thing I can think of is, like, at the time I liked J-pop, but didn't, like, I don't know, man. Would I have taped over that just to get this Ron Popeil infomercial, which I also found very soothing and relaxing, but, like,
What you do to cook these ribs is you boil the baby back ribs for 15 minutes in boiling water. You put it on the kebab rods.
I don't remember, like, if I...
And you'll be able to brush it on.
If I didn't... I thought this was more important than Hey Hey Hey, but I really did like Hey Hey Hey, so... That's kind of, like, disappointing. Because that was, like, a really good countdown. I got a lot of it, but... Maybe it was like an accident and I didn't realize. Now, what do we got here? Well, some guy's not having a good day. Or is he? Look at all those cool TVs. Yeah, I have no idea how that 5 seconds of that 5 second. I have no idea how that like minute and a half segment of a Ron Popeil infomercial got. Maybe I didn't realize. Maybe like I didn't realize what tape was in the VCR, and then once I realized that, I stopped. The high school TV station. I always like that tiger with the sunglasses there. That I don't remember if I taped over that. Like I just found some song they were playing that I liked, and then I figured I had to hurry up and tape it because I didn't totally understand. Is that the end of the tape? Or is it coming back? No, now it's Cowboy Bebop. Alright, well, Sunrise tends to be kind of... Nope, wait a minute, now it's gone. No, that's WWE. I was gonna say, like, Sunrise and WWE definitely copyright me all the time, so... alright. Love Complex, your favorite J-drama. Yes, I had a feeling you liked that show. So I'll have to look into it more. Alright, guys, we're just about at the 2-hour mark here, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's been fun streaming. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Sorry I just kind of quit on Madden 97. Like, I think how I always played it was I was like the Dallas Cowboys, and they had just like a really good O-line, so I could just like run the ball. But I don't know. I decided I didn't have the patience to try to figure out the game mechanics. So I don't know. We ended up playing Knights in Mortal Kombat, and
Samurai Pizza Cats and Sailor Moon. And that's pretty good. Well, I'm going to go crawl into bed and, you know, hopefully get some rest and spend some quality time with the wife. Until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care, and I will see you in the very near future for more fun and excitement on the Noel ComiX YouTube channel. Let's milk this snow day for all it's worth, drink some hot beverages, spend some time with the family, and just chillax and enjoy. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the channel for more stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.